We'll kick it. Oh, there it is. What's going on, beautiful people? It's your host, Drake, B. Drake, with Everything Culture, the podcast for all cultures, the podcast of the purpose. Our mission statement comes from the words of Dr. Martin King Jr., which is he believed that men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. They don't know each other because of segregation. And because of segregation, we have miscommunication. So we created this podcast and the pillars of respect, communication, and consistency so we can know each other, so we can love one another. We come together on Sundays. We used to come every Sunday, but just get a quick announcement, let everybody know we're going to slow it down for a little bit in 2024 going into everything. We have a lot of things that we're working on, and we're going to start dropping these to once a month. Now, we're still going to be going live on TikTok frequently and things of that nature. But as far as the Sunday happy hours, we're going to make it to the last Sunday of each month. So if you want to tune in with us and go live and for our conversations, you got to save those up for us to the end of the month. But please, we're still dropping episodes 3 times a week. And that's why we're dropping down the lives, because we're going to put in a heavy output of episodes. Now, that may mean we will have a lot more conversation, but at the same time, it's a big toll on your guy, Drake Culture, however you want to call me. But yeah, we appreciate y'all coming through. We appreciate the love. We are on here for around 15 minutes, and then we're gonna be sliding off the Zoom to conversate. Didn't they make that a word with each other? So big shout outs to Shan, Christian, and Jaya. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you with us right now. But how y'all week been since we saw y'all last Sunday? Didn't that make conversate a word though after he said that last week? Or so many people start saying it that made it a word?
Yeah, I think it's one of those colloquial terms that they added to the dictionary.
Like bootylicious
Yeah.
and bling bling.
What is it, Jay?
I said, is bootylicious really in the dictionary?
Yeah.
Destiny's Child.
Is it safe to sleep on that fan? Like, you know what? We ain't gonna worry about that. We ain't gonna worry about that.
It's not, as long as it's not on, I guess.
Okay.
You think it'd be on the floor, but my husband has to sleep with it right here all the time.
That's crazy.
Just words out my mouth. Like, that's wild.
I to move it. But that's him. He has to have cold air every single night. He don't care if I'm cold or not. And his response to that is get under the cover. Put on some clothes. Put on some socks.
I'm inclined to agree. You can always get warmer, but it's very hard to get cooler.
Well, you got like 20 years before you'll agree with him.
Right. I'm hot all the time.
Tell you something. I tell people I'm not ready for what? It's Houston summer, man. I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready for the Houston spring. What do you mean? I'm barely making it through this winter.
Is it snowing?
I can't wait for the Georgia spring. I'm cool with the summer up until July. Once it hits July, that's when Georgia decides to be bipolar.
Is it snowing in Texas right now? Drake? Mr. Drake?
Yes.
Oh, what happened to you?
No, I just had to go turn out the main light. That's it. Until bye TikTok. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Chop it up with y'all later. Peace.
Hey.
And that knocking y'all hearing, that is Shan. Okay.
Sorry, I'm unthinking my back.
Do what you gotta do, baby. But I want to talk about this tonight. Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
The Black Book. Was re-released by Toni Morrison, forward and prefaced by Toni Morrison. Really, she just said, hey, y'all check this book out. And we go check it out. But I want to read just the preface about it.
Can I speak on why she did that book?
You want to start it off?
So
because I'm gonna read it.
I was watching her documentary yesterday while I was cooking, And back in the day, they were saying there were two bookstores on the same street, but one sold primarily to white audience and one sold to a multicultural audience. And they were like, well, we can't sell the same type of book in this bookstore. It doesn't include our audience. And so she was like, fine, she's gonna do a book that's not Black centered, more culture, history centered, and then that's why she pushed that book. So they can both sell it.
Mm-hmm.
They were highly ignorant back then.
Has much changed?
No.
Okay. Like, do you think this book can be? Do you think the daughters? Not the, look, I'm about to call them the Daughters of the Confederacy. What is the new name for them now? From Florida? Come on now, y'all don't leave me hanging like that.
Oh, I
I
forgot.
know what you're talking about, but I don't know the new name.
I call them maggots, MAGATS, but there's one specifically for the women. I gotta look it up.
What is it called? They're like moms in a schoolhouse or something
Moms
like that.
of Liberty or something like
Moms of Liberty,
that. Something like that,
yes.
which is just Daughters of Confederacy 2024.
You feel me? And pay attention to the way we got a lot of misinformation and things going today came from that propaganda that was spread by them. But once again, with the Black Book, you know, they were released by Toni Morrison. This is from 2009. The foreword says, the postmark of the letter is quickly realized was that of the prison inmate. I wonder what pleading, sign of loneliness, or the desperation it would contain. I never answered the letters. As an editor working for a large publishing house, I could hardly reply unless it was request for a book. As it turned out, that is exactly what it was, but an extraordinary one, poignant and intelligent. In my recollection, the letter went something like this. Dear Mrs. Morrison, someone sent me a copy of the Black Book, and if all possible, I would like to have 2 more. I need 1 copy to give to a friend, another one to throw against the wall over and over and over. The one I already own, I want to hold in my hands against my heart. To me, this is Toni again. To me, that letter captured the lightning response to the book's contents and guaranteed its staying power. Now, 35 years later, the material can still enrage, can still excite a reader enough to want to share it with a friend and still break a heart with the love and pity. It's new life. It's more than welcome gift and the requirement for our national health. Toni Morrison, 2009. Woo. So, So think about that. A book that you want to hold to your heart, a book that you want to throw against the wall, and a book that you want to give a friend. So you can imagine the emotions that can go through this. Hold on, you saying something, Shane?
If you read most of her books, that's what happens in the process of you reading them. She throws you in to the situation. She gets you invested. She makes you want to throw the book because you're angry at what's happening, but you cannot not finish it. And so I would say right now is a great time to start collecting her books because a lot of them are being banned from being sold certain places, especially in schools for kids to have it and college kids to have it. So I have 2 of her books, and I just ordered another one yesterday.
We're gonna be ordering some more books too. Ooh, but you know, getting ready for the month, so I'm gonna read the preface. Bring this down a little bit. There we go. Y'all make sure to subscribe, share the live, you know, let some people know. And is anybody on the YouTube just checking? Because I'll be forgetting to chat on there. Okay, now we good. Okay. Preface. I am the Black Book. Between my top and my bottom, my right and my left, I hold what I have seen, what I have done, and what I have thought. I am everything I have hated, labor without harvest, death without honor, life without land or law. I am a Black woman holding a white child in her arms, singing to her own baby lying unattended in the grass. I am I am all the ways I have failed. I am a black slave owner, the buyer of Golden Peacock bleach cream and Dr. Palmer skin whitener, the self-hating player of the dozens. I am my own nigger joke. YouTube, we cool. I'm black. Okay. I am all the ways I survived. I am Tumlish, okay cooked on a hoe. I am 14 black jockeys winning the Kentucky Derby. I'm the creator of hundreds of patent and inventions. I am Lafitte if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm Lafitte the Parrot and Mary Laveau. I am Bessie Smith winning a roller skates contest. I am Quilts and Ironworks, fine carpentry and lace. I am the wars I fought, the gold I mined, the horses I broke, the trails I blazed. I am all things I have seen. The New York Caucasian newspaper, the scared back of Gordon the slave, the draft rides, darky tunes, and merchants distorting my face to sell thread, soap, shoe polish, and coconut. I'm all things, and I am all the things I have ever loved, scuppered upon, wine, cool baptisms in the silent water, dream books, and number planes. I am the sound of my own voice singing sangaree. I am ring shouts and blues, ragtime and gospels. I am mojo, voodoo, and gold earrings. I'm not complete here. There's much more, but there is no more time, no more space. And I have journeys to take, ships to name, and cruise. Toni Morrison, 1973. Whew. We are
So
all
it
those things.
sounds like, first of all, I've never heard. I think I might have briefly heard of this book, but I didn't know what it was about.
Mhm.
So it sounds like the book could only be called The Black Book because it sounds like it's all encompassing. Like
Mhm.
it's all about the Black in America experience. And not just, the wiles and the
And
negative stuff. Oh yeah, it looks like it's everything.
it's not just that. That's the
Yeah.
thing. And it's gonna be some difficult reads. And I was having this conversation with my wife earlier that she was trying to get me to read and do what I'm doing now. But I said I can't do it now. I was in a good space. And I'm big on when I'm absorbing this information,
Mhm.
it takes a toll at times.
Yeah.
And it starts off. The very well, let me cover these up because Twitter, I'm not whatever, YouTube could be, black woman starts in Africa
What
and
does it say?
comes.
I was there. What?
I was there when the angel drove out the ancestors. I was there when the waters consumed the mountains. Bernard Dady. And I believe it starts at the beginning of the transatlantic slave trade. It has here about huge stone sculptures like the ones that were found in Mexico. They were over 2,500 years old. It has a chart of the Gold Coast. He talked about, and he Columbus wanted to find what the Indians of Hispanolia had told him.
Mhm.
Yeah, Hispaniola had told him that there had come to it from the south and to the southeast Negro people who brought those spear points made of metal, which they can't call, was it Ghanaian?
Mhm.
Guanin. I was gonna say Guanin, of which he had sent to the king and queen for assaying, and which was found to have 32 parts, 18 of gold, 6 of silver, and 8 of copper. Mm. So even the spears that we had was made of gold, silver, and copper. It wasn't just the metal that would think of.
Mm.
And
So
I'm
it's
just reading.
not just the Black in America experience, or maybe it's
Hmm.
the perspective of the history of people who are Black in America. So you would still be referring to before we got to
No, it's in Africa. This is African. This is
the whole
fully.
book.
No, not the whole
Oh,
book, but
just that
once again
part.
how it started. Because
Oh, okay.
the photos, dang, I wish I could. Hmm.
I remember we got a
Let me
Kindle version.
be creative. DE Creative. So here. What time is it? YouTube. I'm gonna go a little bit over for y'all YouTube, just show y'all some of this stuff. Can you hear me all right?
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of shows here all the way to the Gold Coast one page. I don't want to lick my fingers with it. No. But a father and son. I can read more about the connection relationship. It has African words, the African American, like hold on, give me 1 second. Now this is dope right here. I'm gonna share this. They have the African word. Can y'all see that? Yes.
Yeah, it's a little blurry.
Okay. How about now? Is this better?
Mm-hmm.
But it goes between the African word, the Afro-American word, and the meaning. Like, y'all okay. African-American word, okay, meaning all right. Hippie, hip, aware. Cat, well, cat, person. Like calling each other like what's up, cool cat? I mean, cool person. That's from Africa.
What language does it say?
I have to read more detail with it, and I will. Once again, this is a new book in the household, so switch back.
Yeah, because I'd be interested to hear. I'm always interested in how we do. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, how we do things innately, like without even realizing it, and how old the traditions are, even the way that we change our verbs, the habitual be that we all say. Like when a Black person says, I be talking to her every day. That's the habitual be. We know, everybody in here knows that means I do it often. Or somebody say, you stay going over there. We know what that means. And I thought that I grew up being taught that was ghetto, that was improper. I was raised by educators. That's what I was taught. And then I grew up and found out that so many West African languages have the habitual be in them. And so when we came over here, we translated the English that we were being taught, and we mixed it with what we already knew. So when I say I be doing everything I want to do, we know that I do it often, but you'll hear a non-Black person try to imitate that and say, I be loving that. No, that's not, you don't know what you're saying. That's not how that's used. You know what I mean? You're on mute. You're on mute. That's why
I've been over here agreeing with you this whole
I
time.
saw you moving your mouth. I
Absolutely.
was like, I wonder if he thinks we can hear him.
I did think y'all can hear me, but no, I 100% agree with you. Especially with the mindset. Is it Son of Machu? Son of Machow? He TikTok
I'm familiar.
Black brother with the dreads.
Oh, I don't know how to say his name. Michaud, I think it's like
Son of
French.
Machow?
I think it's French, yeah.
Yeah. Love him. Like, it's a reason, like everything. Once again, I keep telling you, it's a reason why it's everything culture. I have to stop chasing. Like when you talking about education, you come from a family of educators. You come from a family of American educators. The thing about what we were taught is to completely move away from what we've been taught. Okay, I've talked to some educators on one of them. Shout out to Dawn the doll. Shout out to you, Dawn. Need to have you back on soon. But it was to the point where she said, I'm an educator. And she actually stopped teaching. Assimilation, correct. She actually stopped teaching because she was like, I am teaching them. And not only she said it, one of my other teacher friends, been in education for years, said, I'm just teaching them what they're telling me to teach. I'm not teaching them the truth. I'm teaching them what is being taught in these books that's not the truth. And as being an educator on further education, this ain't real. You know? That is something that I found impactful. That I'm like, I just want to make sure people understand, like, when you assimilate or when you take over a continent, a country, it's video games that have it. Once you conquer them, you have to have them erase their culture, their beliefs, their religion, their loves, their food, anything they find with is them, try to teach them something new.
But here,
But the
you know
thing
what? I
is,
would
it
prefer.
always come back.
I would prefer. Are we still on YouTube?
You know what? Hey, YouTube, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. As always, please support us by listening to the podcast, sharing the podcast, leaving a review, a rating. From here all the way to Spotify or Apple. We greatly appreciate that. But we will see y'all next month at the end of February. You know, we're doing the full, y'all know what we do in February. So get ready for a lot of reels, a lot of content. We greatly appreciate y'all support and love.